Okay, things going on. Okay, so happy Monday. What's going on? Hello, hello, welcome. We are live and live in the 915. My name is Rich, and this is our Monday night online open mic, something we've been doing since April of 2020. Every single Monday, have not missed one yet, and it's nice kind of be able to start off the week that way. We are based out of El Paso, Texas, aka Chuco Town, the 915. But yes, every Monday we're here. If you guys want to join us, there's a link to sign up in the description. If you are an EPCC student looking for the Tejano passport, there are also directions on how to get that link. You would just kind of watch for a bit. If you're already here, you might have been waiting for a little bit. We had a little bit of a late start. Very fascinating discussions in the pre-show, the digital green room, if you would. Lost track of time. That's simply it. But yeah, if you were waiting around, if you're here, say hello in the chat. It's always nice to know who's tuning in. I always like to see all the old familiar names. Hello, guys. And if you're tuning in for the first time, love to have you here. Unless you're rude, Kit will shut that down really quick. But just a quick note, it is Poetry Month. We have a lot of things going on, both online and in person. And I do want to give a shout out to our National Poetry Month 30 for 30 Substack. I used to call it the 30 for 30 challenge, but that sounds more of like a contest, a stressful thing. I'm going to rebrand it as the 30 for 30 showcase. That is, if you have a poem that you wrote that day, send it to us and we'll publish it on the blog. And when I say we'll do it, I want to give a shout out to Lee Martinez Soto for taking over as editor on that and has already published a few of them and has included their own prompts. So if you're looking for something to do and be part of and to showcase what you're working on, by all means, submit your work. There is a link to submit in our link tree. It's on the top, pretty much on the top of the page. It's kind of like a featured section. But lots going on. Like I said, it is Poetry Month. So just a quick rundown of what we have going on this week alone, because it's so many things. Tuesday, we are going to be downtown El Paso once again at Mona Bar of Modern Art for I guess we're just calling it Verse and Harmony now. We wanted to keep consistent with the branding, but Mona Bar is kind of open to anything. So if you are a performance artist of any kind, that includes theater, dance, improv, comedy, then come on through. I know that there is a comedy-specific open mic that's starting as well on Tuesday, so go to that one if you're one of those people. But yeah, we welcome the performance arts either way. If you're new to the scene and want to try it, then yeah, come on through. Sign up starts at 8 p.m. Show starts after 9. I believe Dorima will be hosting that one. Wednesday, we have Storycraft at Crown of Crows, hosted by Fernando Antonio Montejano, aka the King Grizz, one half of the morning show with Iris and Grizz in the morning, Kiss FM. So if you listen to the morning drive, you get to be part of that show, which is longer sets for prose writers, up to 15-minute performance times, including 15 minutes of feedback and Q&A from the audience. So hopefully you guys can make it to that one. Crown of Crows is a pretty chill spot. Also, it is an earlier event, That one is usually ending by the time we're starting the Tuesday night one. So keep that in mind. All right, Thursday, we got a few things going on. First of all, we are teaming up with the main branch of the El Paso Public Library over on Oregon downtown with a poetry and mocktails event, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It will be an open mic. Dorimar will be hosting that one. And while she's hosting that, I will help a little bit, but I'm going to be going a little more downtown on Mills because right after that, we have a jazz and poetry night at International Bar with live jazz. We have a trio, guitars, bass, electric guitar, and I will be one of the featured performers along with Kiwi, who is the president of the UTEP Creative Writing Society, and Dorimar once again. So yeah, that's Thursday, and then Friday we have a special, unique event where we're gonna have an event called Mic Check. It's gonna be a poetry youth exchange. We have a group from West Las Vegas High School in New Mexico that are gonna be visiting, and they wanted to meet some of the local writers. So if you guys know any local writers, 14 to 18, tell them to come on through. We are going to be having this event at the Falstaff, right? And it is kind of like, it's a little bit of a closed event. It is not an open mic for everyone. We want really the kids to like experience this. It's going to start with a writing workshop at 6. until about 7 or so, and then we're going to have a 7:15, like a featured reading featuring students from West Las Vegas High School, Del Valle Silver Inc., and a couple other students we've picked up from across the city. We wanted to try and branch it out, but if you guys want to come and support, hang out, that will be cool too. Just so some of the students can see, meet some of the local writers. And then I feel like I'm forgetting something on Friday. We're doing something on Friday, right? Hold on. I have to double check. Oh, that is Friday. Sorry. That is saying I'm already messed up. And then Saturday's Tumble Words. I'll be running Tumble Words. I'll let Kit talk about that more. But speaking of Kit, this is the show where I've talked the most and where I'm going to pretty much stop unless I'm peer pressured to perform. I'm going to go and hand over the keys to the show. Tonight's guest host, you know him from Old Sheepdog. You know him from here. It's Mr. Monday Night, Kit Rand. Kit, the stage is yours. Your host tonight. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity for the trust. We're coming up on 6 years of this YouTube. Haven't missed a Monday yet. It's been that long. So thanks everyone who's been a part of this for that 6 years, and here's to at least six more. It's a little bit of a somber time in the El Paso art scene. Hal Marcus, who's a fixture of the visual art in town and a great supporter of the arts, died on Sunday, and his funeral was this morning. I wasn't there, but Mom was, representing the family. So I'm going to kick things off with a cover poem, and it's going to be Lament by Louise Glick. Suddenly, after you die, those friends who never agreed about anything agree about your character. They're like a house full of singers rehearsing the same score. You were just, you were kind, you lived a fortunate life. No harmony, no counterpoint. Except they're not performers. Real tears are shed. Luckily you're dead, otherwise you'd be overcome with revulsion. But when that's past, when the guests begin filing out, wiping their eyes, because after a day like this, shut in with orthodoxy, the sun's amazingly bright, though it's late afternoon, September, when the exodus begins. That's when you'd feel pangs of envy. Your friends, the living, embrace one another, gossip a little on the sidewalk as the sun sinks and the evening breeze ruffles the women's shawls. This is the meaning of a fortunate life. It means to exist in the present. So that was Lament by Louise Glick. And we have a great evening of poetry and sprinkling in a little bit of music along the way for you from all across the country and even a quick jaunt overseas. It's the usual. If you're a long-time watcher, you know how we get down. And you know that we often start in Denver, Colorado. And that is the case tonight as well, as we head over to Denver, where our great friend Michael Sindler is. So, Michael, when you're ready. You're on mute, bud.
Oh, okay. Thought I was on. Yeah, great to be here as always. I'm gonna immediately put up my little thing for lighthousewriters.org, especially because the Lit Fest in June is there already opened up that so classes are filling up they tend to fill up pretty quick, so it's really worth checking out. I'm going to go ahead and start with this one just because when this ship came back to Earth, I was like, this is almost a teeny tiny bit like it was in the old days. So this one's sort of about the old days, called Newton's Favorites. The way I remember it, the way it was, we all wanted to be astronauts. We stared at the sky, nights, backs on cool, soft ground, lightning bugs like tiny meteors, like far off ships, set erratic patterns and sailed between the constellations. Slow satellites cut the night with pale pulses, electric perforation opening the stars. Space was so close. We bathed in the glow of black and white TV as solo, then duo, then trio teams, space flyers, spacewalkers, kings of our dreams, pierced the edge of the sky, set their feet on the moon, and we were with them, drinking Tang, hanging upside down in a door frame, doing weightlessness research under lily pads in a murky pond, spending hours in the basement in simulation, eating baby food through a straw, playing magnetic checkers sideways. We were astronauts. We would send up insects in Estes rockets and proxy. We would stare for hours at maps of the moon, charting good spots for our base station, wearing out the flex disc recording of Shepard and Glenn and Armstrong, voices from the heavens, Newton's favorites. Now we hardly notice each shuttle flight. So that poem's like 46 years old or something like that. Been a while. Do one more of mine. It's called Mystery and Light. There's a solidity in shadow, a strength within the void, a knowledge that lack of light is how we see a form resides. There is a background behind infinity, impenetrable black that bleeds all light into being, a pull that sets what was once pushed into a dance of shade and shower. The glow known in absence illuminates the way back home, turning tide, ceaseless flow. There is a mystery in light. There is a solidity in shadow. And I'm going to go ahead and put the hat on. I'm going to do a couple. This first one, probably a couple people here at least are familiar with Ray Armatrout, whose birthday it happens to be today. Another one of these great poets who's not really known that well, even though she's won Pulitzer Prize and stuff like that. But this is called Money Talks. Money is talking to itself again. In this season's bondage and safari look, its closeout camouflage, hit the refresh button, and this is what you get. Money pretending that its hands are tied. 2. On a billboard in the 880, money admonishes, shut up and play. And I'm going to end with, and again, this was written, I don't know, 1972 or earlier, but it's more accurate today than ever. And it's called Political Science by the great Randy Newman. No one likes us. I don't know why. We may not be perfect, but heaven knows we try. And all around, even our old friends put us down. Let's drop the big one and see what happens. We give them money, but are they grateful? No, they're spiteful and they're hateful. They don't respect us, so let's surprise them. We'll drop the big one and pulverize them. Asia's crowded, Europe's too old, Africa's far too hot, and Canada's too cold. South America stole our name. Let's drop the big one. There'll be no one left to blame us. We'll save Australia. Don't want to hurt no kangaroo. We'll build an all-American amusement park there. They got surfing too. Boom goes London. Boom, Paris. More room for you and more room for me. And every city, the whole world round, will just be another American town. How peaceful it'll be. We'll set everybody free. You wear a Japanese kimono, babe, it'll be Italian shoes for me. They all hate us anyhow. So let's drop the big one now. Let's drop the big one now. Thank you very much.
All right, a little Randy Newman recital for the people. So, Mike, anything on the horizon? Anything you need to plug right now?
I just mentioned that, yeah, I'll just every Friday at 8:30 Pacific time, 9:30 our time, work out your own from that. And yeah, I host an open mic with Dane, and the easiest way to find that is just I Publish You, which is weird because it's IWE, publish EWE, because that's the cutesy way to do it. But if you do that, you can find us. I'll put it in the.
All right. Well, thank you, Michael. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. And, Danen's no stranger to this space. You can find him in the archives. This is a little flashback, a little Hall of Fame moment. The first time he came here, he noticed that Richie had some bongos behind him and requested some instrumentation. That's a fun thing in year one of this mic. I remember because I watch all of these twice. Put little timestamps so you can find people. So these have great rewatch value, great shelf life, as they say. We're going to stick around in the Denver area, in the Rockies, for our next performer who's coming to us. You turn right at the rock, but if you hit the hard place, you've gone too far. He's in between. They're in between them. So just watch. You can't miss them. Everyone, please welcome David Lateef to the stage.
Thanks, bunch, Kit. Yeah, thanks. It's National Poetry Month, been trying to write a poem every day. I decided to do what I call poezines. They're poems and they're zines. It's a poezine. So I'm gonna read some of them, and I hope at the end of the month, my plan is if my mental status sticks together long enough to get all of these like properly done digitally so that people can download them and print them out and fold them at home. So I'm going to do 4 poems about how my week has been. You're going to see that it's been not great. This first one is called Overview Effect. The overview effect is a cognitive shift reported by some astronauts while viewing the Earth from space. I'm glad we're going back to the moon. I just wish it wasn't for the reasons that it is. I don't like that we need an opponent to fuel the rockets. I wish we could look at Mars and see more than just resources to extract and lands to colonize. I just want us to do things for the love of the game. I want knowledge and joy to be reward enough. I want us to love rockets without making them missiles. I'm tired of rankings and hierarchies. I'm tired of the idea that if you're not first, you're last. I'm tired of making every game zero sum. I just want us to go to the moon, even if it's just to enjoy the view from its surface. This next one is called Junkyard Memories. A friend of mine is going through a breakup. No one did anything wrong, which somehow always makes it worse. I offered to take them to lunch, and then we went to a junkyard. I wanted some interior trim pieces to spray paint pink because my interior doesn't have enough pink, but the true treasures were the badges. We gently pried them off with a box cutter and a screwdriver and all the strength we had. I pulled a Suzuki badge from the only Suzuki I saw on the lot, a Subaru badge from a lesbian roommate, Fiat 500 or Fiat badge from a 500L, which should be called a Multipla, but the most important one was a Honda badge from a Civic that was coated in glitter. I can only imagine the pain of losing a car that beloved to a front-end collision, a friend suddenly stolen from you. I'm going to make some wall art, a display of other people's memories intertwined with mine, found at a junkyard, the modern place of resurrection. This next one is called Indicator Species. It's about things not being there. I am losing my habitat. The safe havens are dying. I left my home to be safe here and now. There's a concept in ecology called an indicator species. It's a species in an ecosystem that start dying off first when things go wrong, and I can't help but feel a sense of solidarity. People talk about marginalized communities and how resilient they are, but I've got a diagram of an airplane to show you. Even when I thought I was a man, I never had the ability to man up. I've never been strong. I just have people who saved me. I'm the lucky plane, but I've taken enough statistics classes to know that I shouldn't be gambling like this. This last one is called Bugs the Superhero. I sit down on the couch, dial the number on the insurance card, and say, customer, in the tone of voice that phone bots understand, and Bugs the dog is pawing at me. Because while he doesn't understand a ton, he knows this procedure often ends with me in tears. I've cried too many times this week, but every time I have, Bugs was quick to come to my rescue. My sob, some sort of bug signal in the cloud of my sadness. He lies on my chest like a sea otter pup, his 9-pound body, the perfect anxiety blanket. He presses his head into my cheek to reassure me that I'm not alone. The call goes better than expected, but he is still in my lap as I write this. He's not a therapy dog or an emotional support animal. He's not even technically my dog, but I couldn't ask for a better friend. Thank you. Um, I'm posting these on my Substack and my Blue Sky. Kit has the links to my Substack, and I believe on Substack there's a link to my Blue Sky. Stop posting these on Instagram because if you were here last week, I got so upset at Instagram that I threw a poezine at the camera. So, yeah, thank you. Be kind. Be kind, especially to the people who are going through it. A lot of us are losing supports that we need right now, and yeah, just be kind to one another. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, David. Thank you for those reminders and those plugs. David Substack is very good, and you can see them all over the BWOMS 30 for 30 showcase. We're doing a great job leading the way on that. So we're going to go next back to the home base, back to El Paso, Texas, to the east side, in fact, and that is where our friend Ed Gonzalez plies his trade. T-shirt in the back and everything. He's got his whole thing set up, so let's go pay a visit. Ed, when you're ready.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring up the t-shirts. They come in different colors. You should get yours. I got mine. I got two. And something you can check the link tree, I believe. If not, you could shoot Richie a message. I'm pretty sure he can help you get one. I want to start with gratitude as always. Thank you, BWOMS. Y'all makes Mondays great. Happy Monday for everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I got a mess of tumble words. Um, I also have one that I wrote. I generally smoke 2 cigars a year, one of them on my birthday and the other one uh, on New Year's. Sometimes I'll do one on Christmas, but I did miss it. And last night I ended up following through with a tradition. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. got some tumble words and I got one cover. This one was from last Saturday's, entitled Brownies and Their Posse. I have seen the unseen gnome, not from Nome, but from Juarez, accomplish the same end. Brownies inhabit whether you want it or not. I had a gnome who was disrespected and paid back by infecting the yard. Moving in stereo because was not there that I left the light before, and I replaced it. And all was well. I created a door on the tree for a brownie so that they don't harm me. Sprites ride the light like lightning, so I ain't messing with that. 50,000 volts is not in my hopes. I have metal tools. I'm not a lightning rod, at least not yet. I would like to say I would not like to ride the light like powder. Right. And here we go. This one is entitled The Rain Does Not Fall on the Plain. There was not rain on the plain, arrow or otherwise. Never mind, I'm done. I'm done with this weather. Or not. Whether you win while I whine, leaving kibble to mold, not gonna hold the dish or the bucket. Oh, pucket. Letting the feral buckets drain from the main gutter. I mean that gutturally. In the flustered frustration, rain or not, I'm done with clouds. Are the dawn. Putting back on my PJs, but first I'm going to go outside to the left side where I can ground myself. Oh, I'm sorry, where I could drown my attitude by grounding myself next to Rosanna the pine tree. There's some gravel there for me to do just that so I don't perch on any poop. All right. Okay, and this next one was 9 of 30 from 30 for 30, entitled The Days of Yore. I head out on the road, a cool wind, a song hits your earbuds that transports you back to those times and places with those friends, the ones you promised you'd hang out together forever at the time. We call that the front porch people, the ones that trigger almost an immediate high five and the secret handshake. Those that went through times when we were indestructible. And somehow we've made it out. And we swing around to the DQ to get my root beer float and head back with a smile on my face. And the ones that are in your housemates say, "What are you smiling about?" I say it would take me too long to explain, or as that Neil Peart, the professor, says, we are only immortal for a limited time. All right, last one. This is the one I wrote yesterday, and I did add it to the 30 for 30. But this is entitled "Sacred Smoke." Another year has come and gone. Following the tradition, I light my cigar in the wilderness. But for this year, like the last, I was spent speaking to the ancestors in my backyard, sharing my words of truth in smoke released in the air. Today, another perfect day, windy, some clouds, to watch streaker class across the sky. As I speak to the elders, I give thanks to all and to the Creator for watching over us here. All right, and for my last one, it's going to be a cover. And it's a short one from the Texas Bard anthology from the great Gene Hackett. Sacrifice. Rusted stalks of frostweed and a mullein, spiked between skeletal cedars, their branches reaching out in desperation across the life-barren fields, raw ground, bears chipped limestone teeth where the land rises and falls, supplicating before the shuddering waves of heat. Faded butterfly wings, waxen and yellow, drift like ashes from on high around me. Desiccated oak, leaves rise up, crackling themselves into brown dust to wheeze into lungs and cloud eyes until I tumble into scorched knees, a burnt offering onto a new summer god. Gene Hackett. Okay, and that's it for me. I just want to say, I have been posting some of my 30 for 30 on Substack, Ed Gonzalez Jedi at substack.com. And also want to say, take time for yourself, even if it's just for a few centering breaths. Self-care. You are all valued. Peace and love.
All right. Thank you, Ed. Thank you for that little reminder, because we do need to be reminded of certain things. Some of life is automatic like breathing. Some of it you have to remember to do, which not the design I would have chosen, frankly. I think there are a lot of flaws, a lot of things that I'd like to complain about. But coming up next, we're going to the middle of a thunderstorm in South Euclid, Ohio, where Doc Janning thankfully hasn't been dropped from the call. We'll see if we can get through this without Mother Nature having to say. Doc, when you're ready, let's get you on board.
Thank you. The storm seems to be fading, thank goodness. This first poem, it was a product of finding an old photograph from 1960. The title is Senior Prom. An old photograph, memories. The 1st of June, 1960. A country club ballroom, a local orchestra, an emerald cummerbund neath a lime green tux, a white cocktail gown, a gold waistband wrapped and bowed. Me and my one. I was 17. She soon sweet 16. My senior prom. I didn't just love her. I was in love with her. Our first meeting the previous April, to be her escort for a dance in May. It was a soul connection. It was a love spoken in ages. It was instantaneous. We went to high school dances. I tutored her in math, and we kissed and cuddled by the shore of a lake. She was love. She was home. She was peace. She was joy. And I still miss her. This is another poem on the theme of love. In a moment beyond time, we touch without touching. In a moment beyond time, I hear you whisper, though you're not near me. In a moment beyond time, you're beside me in the mirror. In a moment beyond time, in the fading glow of twilight, we dance where shadows dream and dream a dream of dreaming. In a moment beyond time, we speak in the silence of the stars and the colors of forever. In a moment beyond time, love is silent waiting, a presence never spoken, a meaning without end. In a moment beyond time, ordinary feels like forever. Small moments are more real, and time becomes irrelevant. And you are the reason in a moment beyond time. This is Rhythms. The rhythms of the year, of day and night and the seasons, are reminders. Reminders of the rhythms of life and the constant of change. Reminders of moments we've lived and memories we've created. Reminders of liminal spaces crossed and the choices we've made. Reminders of endurance and courage and of grounded growth and intent. Reminders of the promise of the future and the steady flame of yourself. Rhythms of life. And I already put into the chat the cover of a pocket poem that I did in January. This is the pocket poem I'm passing out this month, titled Oriflamme. Sun, galactic traveler, guide of Earth and solar system, oriflamme of life in day, silver of moon at night. You illuminate and warm, sharing your energy in atabasis and in coalescence. You sing in all the silent sounds of light, ancient songs of seasons and hymns of time. And we who look upon you and enjoy what you impart, create poetry of your glory. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Doc. That pocket poem. Before we got started, we were all talking about tactile forms of getting poems into hands. Are there any events coming up that you want to announce, tactile or not?
Well, tomorrow evening, I am the feature for Dane Ince's Time to Arrive, and I hope to see some of you there.
All right.
I will put the link in the chat.
Okay, excellent. Once again, run by Dane Ince out of, I think he's in San Francisco. Doesn't matter. Because we're all on the internet. We're all here. But yes. So, Doc will be at Time to Arrive tomorrow. It's a open mic just like this. It's got a pretty good crew of regulars, just like us. There's even a bit of overlap, in fact. So, we are going to bring it back to El Paso, and I did mention that we will have a bit of music throughout the night, and this is the first one of those stops, if you will, in Musicland. This guy's been coming to the mics pretty regularly for about a couple months now. He's very interesting the way he slides between genres. It's very fun to listen to his lyrics. Everyone, please welcome Aaron Atkins to the digital stage. Aaron, when you're ready.
Hello. Can you hear me all right?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to do some songs I wrote this week. Yeah, so here's the first one. I just don't feel any different today. Feel the same as I did yesterday. I'm always in my way. I've never been sober and honest at the same time. You see, with your eyes you don't see nothing with your heart. Part of me wants to believe that good things will happen to me. Feel like I lied through my teeth, that it's different, that it's special. People always asking me what to take and what to leave. Tell me, what do I keep of myself? Nothing, I guess so. Can't not have any questions tonight. Draw the line. I know that in the that it's been fine. Can't give you what you wanted if you don't want from me that sympathy. I'm growing, can't you see? Part of me wants to believe that good things will happen to me. Feel like I lie through my teeth, that it's different now. I'm special. People always asking me what to take and what to leave. Tell me then, what do I keep for myself? Nothing, I guess so. Guess so. I guess so. Hey, I've been doing this like song a day writing exercise, so they're not all great. Sometimes I'm just like getting it out of the way.
That was one of the great ones.
I appreciate it. It needs a pre-chorus, so I'll work on. Thank you though. This is the one I wrote as part of this exercise. Watching a documentary about the Donner Party. I was kind of sick of writing like love songs and sad songs and that kind of thing. So this song about the Donner Party. I'm thinking about calling it Donner Kebab. Probably not though. It's kind of not. That's not very tasteful. Thank you. You're all week. Late last September, as I recall, me and my brothers answered the call, keeping each other safe and warm, left independence to find a new home. After Nevada, the earth sprung up, deep with a pattern, make your own luck. All in the wagons, take them stuck, reach California, Citrus coast. Once we got up there, the pattern was broke. Half of us scattered when they saw snow. 2 weeks later, if only I'd known, gathered mine on up, all home. Tried to keep going, but had to stay put. Oh, got the best of my hand and my foot. Need to keep watch of that brother of mine, moving and crazy, had to hide. God of the mountain, happy as sin. No one would greet us, not even my kin. Could not explain it, could not begin. Banished my brother's taste of skin. Alright. Thank you. I suppose, yeah, I need to switch that one up a little bit, make it a little more, different patterns and stuff. But yeah, it's about the Donner Party. I got one more kind of standard love songy kind of stuff. You said to me once, love doesn't just start, but how can it keep going when you're not around? love, I'm pretty sure of that. But somehow you fell out. Oh, you fell out. You said it wasn't my fault, that it wasn't personal. But how can it not be me when I was all you had? You were in love, I'm pretty sure of that. But somehow you fell out. Oh, you fell out. You said to me once that you were wrong. Yeah, you were wrong, and now you're gone. Well, do you understand? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can. Do you see what happened when you shut down? Oh, you shut down. You said let's stay in touch, yeah, let's still be friends. But how can we stay in touch when you don't talk? You were in love, I'm pretty sure of that. But somehow you fell out. Oh, you fell out. Thank you very much. That's all. Shout out to all the wonderful poets tonight. Thank you to our wonderful host Kit Wren for hosting, and I appreciate the lovely space. Thank you, Richie, as well, for creating such a great space. Thank you so much. I'm Aaron Atkins, and everybody have a great night. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Aaron. Some great music, and the Texaco T-shirt gave me a real mid-90s Davey Allison NASCAR vibe, which I really liked and appreciated. So yeah, let's come and got some great notes in the comments from AM Visual 88. Lex, good to see you again. Leslie 8928, good to see you again. So there, our friend Sue Schnitzer posted in the YouTube. Real quick, if anyone in EP has a better couch that Sue could use tomorrow night, please email her or message her on Facebook. She's easy enough to find. So, thanks everyone for watching along. We're gonna get back into poetry mode. We're going to get back into poetry with someone who's been published internationally. I entered a contest recently, and they kind of let me stew in the rejection instead of informing me promptly. And I groused about this to her, and she said, "Oh, first time, huh? You need mentors in your life. You need people to tell you what's up." So I'm glad that one of mine has been Robin Schofield. Robin, when you're ready, step up.
Thank you, Kit. Thank you, everybody. And happy Monday to everyone. It's been a strange one for me because instead of going to my demonstration, the county demonstration garden, I went to this funeral for my good friend Hal Marcus, who is a great artist. And it was really intense to hear the ancient Psalms in their original language, sung as they should be by the rabbis that were there. And I want to dedicate this reading to Hal. And these are from my book, Ridge of High Pressure. And the first one is about my Aunt Mary, who, like a lot of artists, had bad luck with her murals. And she did a lot of murals. One was in the famous Shamrock Hotel in Houston. And it was torn down in the 60s, maybe. Anyway, this is for her and Hal. All the time in the world. There was no clock in the studio with Northern Light at the big house in Wichita Falls. Aunt Mary's face and fingers were smudged with oil paint. She didn't keep track of the time it took her to paint portraits of the ones she loved, except for her squirming son, who wouldn't sit still for the time she needed. She came back inside time for him and his sister and the husband she adored. I live without alarm clocks. Time stretches when I write. At least I can tell night from day. Sometimes Aunt Mary could not. How she painted that mesquite tree in the wind, branches thrashing, time and time again. And then I had the privilege of going to a Tumblewords workshop at Hal Marcus's house, which is like, if you haven't been there, you should maybe make the pilgrimage. There's the Hal Marcus Gallery you can go to, and the Sunset Parlor where his daughter has events. And it's like a big work of art. It's incredible. So this is about Hal making a painting. El Paso artist Hal Marcus starts with the frame. A great black frame requires this black Madonna who tilts her head at extreme angles, something odd about her eyeballs. What enthralls me, I cannot say. The stars on her azure cape, the triangle above her head, golden, pinks and blues and maybes, just a thought behind the veil. Finished and signed this morning with a handful of glitter, a palette of color to be tasted like berry marmalade, her glory of fruit plucked out of the cosmos of nuns and angels, her light in jeweled paint, Hal plucked out of the cosmos just now and started with the frame. Then this white frame for the blue ink, her head still at an extreme angle as she eyes me, full of grammar and the glamour of pomegranate trees, while the ground too here is jeweled, and the yellow jacket as well, mad jewel plucked out of the cosmos. And this one is called Morning Mosaic, for when we were in the garden at Hal's house. White birds bounce against North Mountain, bounce out of the wetlands. Coyote crosses the trail in sunlight out of his midnight den. A waning gibbous moon lights up creosote and leafless lacy mesquite. Desert marigold long since dormant. Every staircase here a marvel. One saint with a pet iguana. San Miguel defeating ignorance by his sword. The hermit carries his own light. Above the lilies, Frida Kahlo's face in tin. Yeah, and so those were for Hal Marcus, who died Sunday morning. And he was, look him up online if you're not familiar with him, if you're from out of town. If you're from El Paso, I think you're probably familiar with Hal Marcus. And now I want to read a wonderful art poem by Liesl Mueller. Monet refuses the operation. Doctor, you say there are no halos around the street's lights in Paris, and what I see is an aberration caused by old age, an affliction. I tell you, it has taken me all my life to arrive at the vision of gas lamps as angels, to soften and blur and finally banish the edges you regret I don't see. to learn that the line I called the horizon does not exist, and sky and water, so long apart, are the same state of being. 54 years before I could see Rouen Cathedral is built of parallel shafts of sun. And now you want to restore my youthful errors? Fixed notions of top and bottom, the illusion of three-dimensional space, wisteria separate from the bridge it covers. What can I say to convince you the Houses of Parliament dissolve night after night to become the fluid dream of the Thames? I will not return to a universe of objects that don't know each other, as if islands were not the lost children of one great continent. The world is flux, and light becomes what it touches, becomes water, lilies on water, above and below water, becomes lilac and mauve and yellow and white and cerulean lamps, small fists passing sunlight so quickly to one another that it would take long streaming hair inside my brush to catch it. To paint the speed of light, our weighted shapes, these verticals burn to mix with air and change our bones, skin, clothes to gases. Doctor, if only you could see how heaven pulls earth into its arms, and how infinitely the heart expands to claim this world, blue vapor without end. That was Monet Refuses the Operation by Liesl Muller, and it's in honor of Hal Marcus. Thanks for everything, Hal.
Thank you, Rob.
Back to you, Kit.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I put in the chat and into YouTube the El Paso Matters, not a eulogy because a eulogy spoken, the El Paso Matters obituary for Hal Marcus, which covers a lot of what he did for the city and for art in the city. People from all over paying tribute. We're going to stick in El Paso for our next performer. Someone very dear to my heart, someone very, very important to the scene, someone who's organizing, who's stepped up and is organizing our posts every day for the 30 for 30 showcase. They've been doing a great job. We have a little running joke where we seem to always sign up right after each other for these. Wasn't an option today, but it still came pretty close if you think about it, because they signed up right after my mom. So, everyone, please welcome Lee Martinez Soto to the stage.
Hi there. I'm going to try and read through, but I have, I forgot what it was called, nasal drip, whatever. I have a cough and it keeps bothering me. Anyways, I have 2 poems of mine and a borrowed poem. So I'm going to start with this one. It's called Consejos para Envejecer. Dice mi mamá que el tiempo es adversario y envejecer persecución, que intentarán ponerte de rodillas y destruir lo que fuiste día con día. When my grandpa's legs stood still and his heart quaked, he pressed metal against temple, poison to lips. He cried and screamed, filled the house with ache. Dice mi mamá que el tiempo es adversario y envejecer persecución, que tenderán tu última cama y permanecerán al pie de tu pérdida, viéndote ir. When my grandma lost memories to the mist and her body to earthquakes, my family fought to keep her away, out of sight, out of mind, frustrated by her inabilities and forgetting. Dice mi mamá que el tiempo es adversario y envejecer persecución, que te araña añicos, hueso por hueso, latido por latido, memoria por memoria. When I get like that, she says, hide me and don't let them see me, unburden yourself from me. Long form of put me down, short form of all her fears from all the things heard and seen. Dice mi mamá que el tiempo es adversario y envejecer persecución. This one in here is new. I wrote it yesterday and posted it as part of my response to my own prompt on the BWOMS Substack, which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. There's plenty of poetry to read in there from the community, and it's bwoms.substack.com. And this is called Where Do You Feel It in Your Body? 1. Anger. Fire burns inside my head, pounding the door, demanding I open my lips and let it escape. The heat slips through my ears, smoke through my eyes, and the house begins to crumble. Seismic tremors caught inside closed fists. A. Little children's bodies, little children's dreams, scattered through rubble and fire, little hearts pressed and restrained and detained by brute force throughout land scattered with metal fences and barbed wire. Remains eroded by sand and sun, the violence of indifference, the violence of taking, seizing, ravaging our bodies, land and water, our hearts and homes, here and across the sea, each border a dagger dug deep through. 2. Anger, revisited. What if I'm too angry to feel anything? What if the anger no longer resides within me but has taken shape outside these walls? What if it breaks things and I let it? Sets fires I will not put out, digs nails through cornea, retina, and watches tears pour out? What if it's deserved, righteous? What if it hurts only a bit, a prick, a snip? What if I, open wound I, gushing cut eye, let it sit exposed and let it fester, let it attract the flies, let the flies carry the embers and set little fires everywhere that I, fuel I, self-combusting I, house fire I will not put out. What if I'm not angry enough? All right, that is the last for me. And this one, I just got my little copy of this book I got published for. It's based in the UK, is Anarchist Scene. Highly recommended, especially because it highlights trans voices, trans and queer voices all across the globe. I'm not reading the one that got published. I'm reading one that I actually really love that comes out in here. It's by Siobhan Patton, and it's called I Am My Body, and My Body Says Fuck You. My body should be available over the counter, free. I should be able to stock up on abundance and crush them up to sell in edibles at parties for lame hipsters, Bristol fashion. My body should be mine to fuck around with, to transition, detransition, put into position and fuck and be fucked how I wish. My body demands to be housed. My body demands to be fed. My body demands to be mine, to fit the counters of my choosing, to be touched by the fingers of my choosing. My ancestors drank horse piss, carved into their flesh without anesthetic, carried the weight of their bodies, and tore dignity from the fabric of 1,000 tribes. Do you think I won't fight to embody the truth I carry? I am a sea away, but your wretched old fingers reach out here, fumbling at our skin uninvited, bodies you think you can't control. I am my body, and my body says, fuck you. I will abort your power over me, pluck out your sad, soulless eyes so you don't have to see the woman I have fashioned from the pieces of the broken hellscape your kind has created. All right. And that is it by me. You can find me on Instagram at cadáveres_literarios. I also have a Substack, and it's Lee Martinez Soto, which is my name, .substack.com. And looking forward to publishing for today's Substack for BWOMS. It should be out by 11 p.m. Mountain Time.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Lee. Thank you for showing the work of your ink cousin, Siobhan. That's an Irish name. And the joke about Bristol, the setting up the show Skins, if that's your jam. That was a very well done piece by them as well, and of course by you as well. Thank you again so much. We're going to get back into music, and we're going to take this thing international. That is one of many great things about doing this on the internet is an ocean. That is no problem. That is like nothing to us. We can go all the way to Frankfurt, Germany, and we will, because that's where Luis Camberos is waking up with us. So, Luis, when you're ready, let's kick this off.
Hey kid, hello everyone. I'm gonna sing a song by Hooray for the Riff Raff and a new song. Sorry about that. And you don't have to die if you don't wanna die. You can take it all back in the nick of time. Maybe even be a good friend of mine, baby. And you won't have to cry if you don't wanna cry. Maybe I got something left in this heart of mine. Awash in the sand on the beach of time, baby. You know that time can take you for a ride, can take you by surprise. Maybe you're all snake eyes, and baby, tell me why you gotta play your luck. Two aces call your bluff. I love you very much, and all that other stuff. And thawing out my heart like me. I see your track marks parking through the hooded sleeve. Tic-tac-toe game to the destiny. I agree. I'm marching towards East River Park. You told me your big secret on the FDR. Couldn't hear you over choppers and the buzzing cars. So far, you know that time can take you for a spin, can really do you in, can leave you with the bends, baby. Try to live again and play another hand. Maybe we'll start a band. I wanna understand, baby, help me understand. You don't have to die if you don't wanna die. Maybe I got something left that is worth a try. But I'm not gonna be your alibi this time. Planets, her only possession is the ownership of time. She savors it all infinitely on her taste buds and swallows thin slices of us at a time, so as to not startle our truths, that we stand by the truths, and we stand by. And the laws of physics that cling to the place in our hearts where God longs to be. The things that you lose, I never miss. She eats the tombs of the long dead behind. Our years she takes so as not to startle our truths, that we stand stand by. My name is Luis Camberos. Thank you very much. Hey, kid, you're awesome. Thank you for hosting. Talk to you
You're
guys
awesome.
later.
Thank you for playing. All right. Thank you so much, Luis. Everyone, go check out his SoundCloud, as they say. And while you're subscribing to things, subscribe to us. Click that, smash that like button, as they say. You know, help us out. You'll get updates when we go live. You'll get updates whenever we post anything. It's good. It's a good idea. It's a good thing to do. So coming up next, real great to have this guy around again, and he's of course been all over our 30 for 30 showcase. Real happy to see him again. Real happy to about to hear him again. So coming to us from Falls Church, Virginia, the beautiful mountain scene behind him. Everyone, please welcome Wall Poet to the stage. When you're ready, bud. There you go.
All right. Great to be here as always. So I got some stuff. I've been doing the 30 for 30. So I just want to share some stuff. So give me a second. All right. Start out with this one. This was from day 6. It's called Ninth Poem This Year. This will only be the 9th poem I've written this year. And you might find it shocking since I've heard that serious poets should always be writing constantly. Writing down everything in their poetry journal, having a pen and notebook next to their hip like the holster of a revolver attached to a gunslinger in a spaghetti western. Or in my case, it would be having my fingertips ready at a moment's notice. Then finger tapping poems into my cell phone daily, fingers working overtime like rapid fire Morse code. Now, what about last year, you ask? Well, that was different because I probably wrote at least 50 poems and went to open mics either physically or virtually at least 30 times. Now, I'm not saying these pieces were all amazing or even all complete, and at least 10 of them were rewrites of old poems if you really want to get technical. And something tells me that you do. But if you really get to know me, then you know that I'm more of an all or nothing type. I obsess over things and can't get enough, or I blow it off completely. You can blame it on the ADD or just odd writing habits, like writing at all odd hours, but ultimately realizing I need more than 3 hours of sleep each night. So on that note, I put my fingertips away for now and get ready for the next time I get inspired to write, which will most likely be tomorrow, way past midnight. All right, I'm gonna keep going. This is day 5. It's called 10-minute recipe, and it's nod to Pablo Neruda. All right. I am no means a brilliant chef, but I do mean to impress when I cook a 10-minute recipe. Now, again, I'm no expert, but I do have a routine, a guide to success as I place ingredients on the table like totem poles, as a ritual of culinary delight starts to take place, and I begin to wield my kitchen knife the way King Arthur does Excalibur, and the blade begins to slice into mountains of flesh, hills and valleys crumbling, and at their most ripe, it slices through the green like butter. Otherwise, it's like chopping through stone, and the blade starts to play percussion on the cutting board, making their way to my blade, adding to the high-speed chopping that almost now sounds like a bongo solo, while everything begins to mix, swirling a wooden spoon like painters do their brush, and it's like a choreographed dance. Fruits and vegetables begin to bachata and salsa on their dance floor, while lemon juice pours down on them like a hose on a 100-degree day. And maybe I work up a sweat while I place the finishing touches and sprinkle crystals and green leaves, leaving behind a small hill of debris and hoping this batch of guacamole turns out even better than the last. All right, I think I got 2 more. All right, this is day 7, topography lesson. All right. So in case you were wondering, topography is the study of Earth's surface features. And initially, it might not jump out at you as a preferred topic of study, especially if you think of yourself as an artist type, and I think you do. But what if you were to imagine yourself as a physical feature? Then it might at least give you a starting point to explore further. See, because if I was a mountain, then I'd probably be the Andes Mountains in between Bolivia and Chile, while feeling bad blood between both countries course through my veins. And that's just talking about the soccer teams. And if I was a desert, I'd be a salt flat in the middle of South America called Salar de Uyuni, salty but full of wonder, picturesque landscapes that make you forget it's effing freezing out there. But if I was a river, then I guess I'd be the Nile. Though I have no ties to Egypt, I'd at least know that my significance to trade and agriculture was so vital and that even I enabled the rise of an ancient civilization. And if I was a city, I'd be New York, a melting pot of chaos and beauty that always felt familiar despite it not being my actual home. But as you may know, I'm not a physical land feature. Instead, I'm just a poet trying to reach for the expectations that I've created for myself that seem to always be expanding like pillars ascending to the heavens. And even when it's hard to grasp like a crashing wave, I persist, desperately trying to keep things afloat, wanting to achieve more with each goal met. Because when I first started performing, it was, I just want to not shake violently like tectonic plates causing seismic waves simply for daring to read my poetry aloud. Then it became, I just want to keep rocking the stage and overdose on the adrenaline rush that I can only get from performing in front of a crowd. And as expectations continually rose like ocean currents, at some point I couldn't keep up. And what I expected to achieve artistically may not have been grounded in reality. And as those dreams weren't all attained, I started to give up on myself. So here I am, age 43, and doing anything to feel alive again, even if it means performing. If performing in my mid-40s, midlife crisis activated, desperately trying to fill that void that's been missing for so long, that void that only art and self-expression can fill, that void that can be massive as a crater if not tended to, but I want to tend to it. I'm doing it. I'm keeping at this because no, I'm not a topographic feature. I'm a poet who's actually a comet poem. All right, and I'm gonna do the last one. Yeah. So it's just been kind of fun to write again. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to come soon and come back and do some more. All right. And then this one is I am building, and then just the cool thing about I guess I've just been writing again, and I really haven't written that much this year, so it's cool to just get back into it. I used a writing prompt from Pimbell, where it was just asking you to use the words I am building to create rhythms. So that's what I did. All right. It's called I am building. I am building a stairway to heaven. Heard it's less expensive than buying one. I am building. I am building a shelf to hold Batman memorabilia. And no, they're not called dolls, they're called action figures. I am building. I am building a barbecue grill. Should be fun. Will only take 8 hours and 3 different YouTube tutorials to complete. I am building. I am building a machine that allows me to have dreams that expand like galaxies in the night sky. Then I'm building one for my actual kids and students too. I am building. I am building a moat with a goat on top of a boat. Shout out to Dr. Seuss for that one. I am building. I am building a reliable raft in case I get stuck on a deserted island. Then I'm building a device that allows the raft to locate and find me when stuck on that deserted island. I am building. I am building future dreamers and poets, only they don't know it yet. I am building. I am building a community of artists who are able to showcase their art far easier than when I first started doing this. I am building. I am building the self-esteem of students I teach by focusing on what they're doing right rather than what they're doing wrong. I'm building. I'm building habits that allow me and the students I teach to have successful lives despite both having ADHD. I am building. I am building a building that stores materials meant to build buildings. I am building. I am building roads that were never built for me. I am building. I am building poems and ideas meant to make you laugh and set you free. I am building. I am building you up and have no intention of first tearing you down. I am building. I am building up the energy level to 110 in order to rock an effing crowd. I am building. And I'm building a poem where the end of the poem sneaks up on you out of nowhere just about now. All right, that's it. Thank you very much. If you're interested in finding me, you can find me on WellPoet82 on Instagram. Yeah, I also host a monthly open mic in DC called Coffee House Poetry. Thanks a lot.
All right. Well, thank you, Walpole. Glad you could stick around. Glad you could stop by. And yeah, he's very often the highlight of the 30 for 30 showcase that we do on Substack. So great to see you again. Glad you're writing again. Keep it up. So our next performer. Oh boy. After many years in our scene, we've developed new parts of our routine, like how our next performer gets framed. Because his penchant for couplets is famed. So is his humor and joking ability. So is his unique sensibility. But stay in your seats. There's no need to do anything drastic because, after all, it's only Ed Poetastic. So,
Oh, you're
Ed, when
right,
you're
receiver
ready.
divine. Thank you, my brother. You know other words like thunder. Oh, you're one receiver divine. I love the chime. Thank you for your time. Hello, my name is Ed Potato. I'm feeling fantastic. Please take the time you can join my Ryan Follows line. All right, I can read. I got 50 poems, and I can continue every poem. You
You're
ready?
really breaking up, Ed.
So let me lose all.
Yeah, you got some weak signal going on. Yeah. Hang on. Say
Sorry,
something.
can you hear me now?
Okay, now we got you.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
All right. I got 15 jokes and 3 poems. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What does a cowboy call a horse that keeps losing his iPad?
It's iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What does a cowboy call a horse that's careless with electronics such as an iPad?
And Applepalooza.
Good lord.
What does the cowboy
You're
say
sick.
after he... Hello? Oh, hello? Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we hear you.
We
Oh,
got you.
sorry about that. What does the cowboy say after he is given a boring job at the factory?
I don't know. What does a cowboy say after he's given a boring job at the factory?
After a long, tiring day, he says that his work is how depressing.
How depressing. Oh, at the factory. Because he's a presser at the factory. I see. I see.
What special characteristics did the artist cowboy have in his fort?
What that the artist cowboy had in his forte?
Yeah, I'm sorry, in his forte, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's hard when you read a lot. You don't necessarily know. I don't know. What did the artist cowboy have in his forte?
He was excellent at drawing.
Draw.
Here's a good one. Knock knock.
Oh, someone's at the door. Who's there?
Haynes,
Haynes who?
take your hands off me. Off my goat, I'm sorry.
You all right?
I'm alright. What did the cowboy think about the campfire?
I don't know. What did the cowboy think about the campfire?
They gave it glowing reviews.
Oh, oh, that's nice. That's good for them.
What do you call a rodeo bull with a sense of humor?
I don't know. What do you call a rodeo bull with a sense of humor?
Laughing stock. Do bulls have love handles?
I don't know. Do bulls have love handles?
No, they have rodeo grips.
God. Goodness.
Why did the southern cowboy lose the duel?
Why did the Southern cowboy lose their cool? I
Lose the
don't
duel.
lose the duel. Oh, I don't know. Why did the Southern cowboy lose this duel?
He was slow on that draw.
Oh, on the draw. Oh, oh, oh! You got me right here.
What do a cowboy chef and a dom all have in common?
I don't know. What do all of those things have in common?
They must whip it, whip it, whip it good. What's what's the difference between a rodeo clown and a politician?
I don't know. What is the difference between a rodeo clown and a politician?
The rodeo clown tries to avoid the bull.
Right, right.
What
Good
did
grief.
the what did the cowboy maggot say when he went into the saloon bar?
Oh, risky. I don't know. What did the cowboy maggot say when he went into the saloon?
Oh, oh, you're close. Give me a slug of whiskey.
Oh,
What's
goodness.
weights What's weighs 126 pounds and wears a Stetson?
What's 26 pounds and wears a Stetson?
Yes,
I used to have a Stetson, but I'm a lot bigger than 26 pounds these days. I don't know. What's the answer to your joke?
a 9 stone cowboy.
A 9 stone cowboy. Like a 9 stone cowboy.
Cowboy. Da da. What does a cowboy call bad directions from a cow?
I don't know. What does a cowboy call bad directions from a cow?
A bum steer.
Oh, man. Uh, I have a quick story about bad directions, if that's okay.
Sure, no problem.
All right. Um, it's a long time ago, but my ex gave her mother bad directions, and we were in the wrong lane. And her grandmother was in the passenger seat, and she turned around and said to her, "You know what? If Lewis and Clark had met you instead of Sacagawea, they'd still be in Cleveland."
That was funny. Hope you have many more stories at the after party. I love it.
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. What did the cowboy call a horse with no hair on his neck?
What did the cowboy call the horse who had no hair on his neck?
Yes.
I don't know. What did he call?
He shall remain maneless.
Son of a bitch.
And last but not least, what do cattle ranchers like to use when they send texts?
I don't know. What do cowboys use to send texts?
Emojis.
All right. All right. All right.
Thank you, Kit. You are a smashing hit.
Right on. Right on. We'll see you.
Right on, cowboy. Woo! All right, we got three poems from Poetry Challenge, 30 to 30 Poetry Challenge. The theme was Chat in a Hat. So here it comes. Texting is so perplexing. Fingers dancing, ideas prancing, hitting send over again. Wait, then, no N, start over a bit slower. A question mark, wasn't that a heart? Wait, no signal, why did you wiggle? Oh, a message, a low percentage. I just charged you, why are you blue? I can't text now, don't text wow. It turned off! My ideas race all over the place. Oh no, my emails. Oh no, the sales. What about Facebook? What about that cook? What about Instagram? What about that lamb? What about YouTube? What about the cube? What about the news? What about the views? What about the weather? What about Trevor? What about my Spotify? I'm about to cry. What about today? Everything will be okay. You want to connect, but can we inspect? It's only a device with a price. Life isn't on a screen. Life isn't a routine. Why not walk in a park or stare at stars in the dark? Why not put it on silent? No,
you're not being defiant. Why not take a break by swimming lake? Set your device on rest mode. Life isn't going to explode. Thank you. My other one's called Blinking Utopia. The concrete jungle, our minds tumble. The sea never sleeps. We sank so deep. Work, work, work. Grind till we hurt. It's really ridiculous. It's really meticulous. Labor for cash, then we crash. The green paper going to vapor. These steel towers sitting out powers. The noisy oceans, footsteps in motion. Eyes glued to the screens, ignoring the green. Muting the noise, no time to enjoy. The raging stress rumbling in our chest. Drills in our head, unleash our dread. What's the purpose? You're not cursed. It's an old game, don't feel ashamed. You're not a code machine, don't forget your humanity. Rewrite your programming, please no more damning. Remove those wires, remove those drivers. Stop following orders, cast away this disorder. Fight to be you, be your breakthrough. You're not a robot, don't sit and rot. You're not a plant, not a rooted ant. Live to seize the day, no more gray today. Thank you, and my last one's called Self-Portrait. The brushes dance, the eyes glance, the fingers brush, the unique touch, the color stain to hide the pain, the paint shines under unique lines. If you can't listen, you hear the vision. Capture self-image of different stages, the colors of happiness, the bliss of a kiss, the color of grief, or sighs of relief, the color of pain, weeping in the rain, the color of sadness, tears of blackness, the color of change, escaping the cage, the color of rage, ripping the page, the color of age, the virtue of interchange, the color of jealousy, suffocating of envy, the color of balance, euphoria of imbalance. I know you're asking from your inner multitasking, where is this painting? Well, no more debating. Looking for a mirror, marvel at your feature. The colors are you, that is very true. You are the rainbow, now let yourself glow. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ed. Where can the people find more of that?
Well, you can find more of that while I remove my hat like that. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. Come to this wonderful, stupendous, magnificent open mic that makes our Monday night such a delight in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook's Eddie Foreman, and my IG is Foreman/Eddie at Instagram. But if you want to see my poetry, please, 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 if you can, follow me. But always remember that you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your glow and never stop your flow. If you don't know, now you know. I love this show. And remember, life is not a contest, and keep on doing your best.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Ed, for that wonderful trip around your multiple arts. Real quick into YouTube, a quick message to Howard543. Shut the hell up. No one cares what you think. No one has ever cared what you thought in your whole life. Sorry that we couldn't break that streak for you, but shut the hell up. Okay, moving on. Our next performer, we're glad that we got to give him a little bit of a reprieve today, a little bit of a chance to relax. That's something we're working on doing long term here, all the various BWOMS underlings. And this is just one way that we've gotten to do it, but he now he gets a chance to perform, and it's really quite something, honestly. He didn't get to be our bosses by coincidence. So I'm glad you all get to share in Richie Marrufo as he comes to the stage. Richie, when you're ready.
All right. Cool. What's up? Hey, yeah, it's nice to be on the other side. And usually when I take a day off, I don't perform, but it's poetry month and there's a lot going on this week. And just really quick, I want to promote the Substack. Lee's doing such a great job. So if you guys are writing anything, just send it to us. It's always fun to kind of like read everyone's posts throughout the day. So I'm going to share some of mine. And this first one is a little silly. It's a little bit of an ode to an internet crush. There's this actress, and she does these really surreal pieces. So I just wanted to write something a little different because I felt like my pieces were heading towards a dark direction. So here we are. Who's up contemplating the orb? You know, Christina, soft-spoken architect of surrealisms and glowing uncertainties, reminding me that everything luminous doesn't need a definition. Me look, yeah, you roll your tongue. Qigong coded ASMR that makes my skin sing like language forgot it was even trying to prove something and just feels. See, I haven't been myself lately, a shadow, an attempt of a person, and as I circled the void, nowhere came to me, which is not an easy place to be, but it took me nowhere to find you, mid-scroll offering light. You don't explain it, you offer it like a question with good posture. Me gusta, yeah, me, you, all the possibilities. Orb girl, if you ever drop it, I hope it doesn't shatter, I hope it rises, finds its way back to you. We're gonna need it if we're gonna save the world. Okay, so that's Orb Girl Ode. This Thursday, I'm gonna be performing my spoken word poetry with a live jazz band. That's always one of my favorite things to do. So this is a poem inspired, or it's after Gwendolyn Brooks. We Real Cool, We Jazz June. You guys know the one. So this is called Real Cool. We real late night open mics on Mesa. We bend blue notes through dust and neon. We snap fingers like snare hits on backbeat. We speak in riffs and breath and brass. We name ghost towns as verses still living. We swing between widest lights and silence. We hold mic chords like lifelines, like veins pulling, pulsing. We keep time loose like jazz, like memory. We burn soft truths in poems half whispered. We real, still here, still making sound matter. Okay. That was a harder one to read. Okay. These are all shorter, so I have a few more. This one's called, it's my Cervantes reference, Tilting at Rumor Mills. We thought we were touching, but we were only passing light back and forth, mistaking reflections for windows, calling the warmth of the moment something sacred when it was really just two intertwined lonelinesses. Desire moved fast, loud enough to feel like truth. I keep the bruise and let it bloom into a quiet light I can finally stand inside. And then this next one, it's called NVC. I am learning, slowly, that being gentle with my words is also being gentle with myself. That honesty doesn't need a villain. Sometimes truth just unfolds in directions you can't follow. That pain can speak without accusations. And maybe healing starts with telling myself the truth in a language that doesn't bruise. And my last one is called The Quiet Part. This scarcity script in our bones has me scrambling to create infrastructure. The stage, the lights, the sound system, the pulse. And if I don't hold it up, it collapses. And maybe I do too. But beneath the craft, the service, the duty, the brand, the sacrifice, there's a quieter truth. Annihilation anxiety, fear of erasure, the terror of a quiet room when the mic is off, the lights are out, and there's no applause to measure myself against. In that darkness, I hear the thing I've been running from. If the drum stops, my heart stops. But maybe, just maybe, the lesson isn't to keep drumming forever. Maybe it's to test the silence, touch the void, and learn that a heart can keep its own rhythm without needing a whole galaxy to hear it. All right, That's it. Follow me, Deadwall Reveries. I guess it's time to go back to you, to back to Dan, back to you, back to me to end it. Yeah, something like that. All right, Kit, thank you so much, man. Peace.
Something like that. Well, as they used to say on Street Fighter, a new challenger has entered, Mr. Tezosonok. If you want to jump on, you're more
Am I
than
too
welcome.
late?
I'm saying no, and I'm in charge today.
All right, I'd like to jump in with this one piece I wrote.
There you go.
All right, this is titled Taco Tuesday trademark is a state holiday. Aslan is a daily practice. Look, they gave us a day since the 1930s offered as a dining special, but extracted and trademarked by Wyoming's Taco John's in 1989. Taco Tuesday trademark, seasoned with hashtags folded into corporate joy, discount citric acid, lime, 2-for-1 identity. They gave us a day like we forgot how to eat, like we forgot how to remember, like our grandmothers needed permission from a masa into existence. They said Tuesday. We said, ¿Qué pasó con Monday, cabrones? Not the movie, pendejo. Because out here in the long corridor of asphalt and exhaust, in the glow of the 1 a.m. truck parked crooked under a flickering light, in the grease-stained foil and paper plates, even in the cacophony of the ranchera music clashing with the flanging rattle of the gas generator, every day is taco day. 3 times if you're lucky, once if you're not. Sometimes just the smell, sometimes just the memory. And while they're branding Tuesdays, the empire is naming days like weapons. Bridge Day, Power Plant Day, Open the Hormuz Strait Day, Hell Day, a calendar of threats, a playbook of extraction, a menu where the only item is domination, served hot with a side of televised confidence and ketchup, trademark. They stand at baptize infrastructure with fire, drones, tomahawks, and settler lies. Call it progress, call it leadership, call it sacrifice. And somewhere in the background, somebody's abuela is still flipping tortillas like the world never asked permission to continue. You see the contrast? They say power plant day. We say comal heat. They say bridge day. We say the hand that passes the taco across the window without asking your politics. Only grilled onions or jalapenos. They say open the street. We say open the salsa, because no one has to live on bread at all. No one. And then they extract the seasoning to, not the land this time, they got that already, the flavor. They take cumin, strip it of memory, take chile, file it down into sweet compliance, garlic becomes powder, cilantro gets deported, all spices denied entry, cacao disappears in the a refugee. They call it taco seasoning, pre-measured, pre-approved, pre-forgetful, pre-indigestion, a little envelope of empire where ethnic culture goes to die and everything tastes like it passed inspection. Just add bottled water, they say. Like history dissolves that easy. Every day is taco day at home. That's not a slogan. That's a survival system. That's epistemology wrapped in foil. That's history pressed flat and reheated until it speaks its native tongue again. You think it's about food? Nah. It's about settler jurisdiction. They count power plants, we count miles. They build bridges to move capital. We build lines at the roach coach to move life. They name days to mark destruction. We name nothing, not even San Jasmeo, because we never stopped. And look, they want to talk about terror like it's something that happens somewhere else. Running out of wok, salsa roja, salsa carrots and jalapenos, sandwich bags, the little shitty to-go cups with lids, that is real terror. Like it doesn't come stamped with policy, like it doesn't wear a suit and shake hands and call you amigo and then go off script and say, kiss my ass, deport them all and call it diplomacy. They raise white men to divine status and then watch them speak alley noise. Satan in the morning, carnal by noon, empire by nightfall, and still they think we're the ones without a country, without a soul. But go to Aslan at 1 in the morning. Go watch the line form under sodium light where no one speaks theory, but everybody understands distribution. Watch the exchange, cash to hand, hand to foil, foil to mouth. No confusion metrics, no direct fire engagement process, no JAG brief, no press release, just accuracy. Perfect classification, no dismount detected, no irregular partisan, no friend or foe, no enemy, no presidential pedophile, just hungry, not hungry, alive, still here, because we are not your Tuesday. We are not your marketing demographic. We are not your ethnic flavor slot between commercials. We are the tourist curio you cannot brand. We are the system that runs after your system collapses. We are the roach people that scatter when empire deploys its domination. We are the algorithm of survival trained on centuries of not being fed and feeding anyway. So go ahead, name your days, announce your threads, sanctify your settler leaders. We're eating to outlive you. Pressing masa, heating steel, passing life hand to hand through the small window with a broken screen that never closes, because while you were building data centers to control the future, we are eating it. And all tastes like cilantro, onions, piña, al pastor, and the truth you cannot patent. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, doesn't matter. Out here, the revolution will be served warm.
All right. A lot of quotables in there. Des, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to?
No, that
point
was
people
it. Thank
towards?
you, folks, for being around. I was stuck in another meeting, and I said, oh, I better see if I can catch these guys.
Oh, you did. All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome stuff, Tez. Okay. So I'm gonna try a few things that I haven't taken out into public yet. Yes. Name redacted. Okay. All right. I'm not ready to fail again. I want to give you funny stories. I think you're entitled to them. To be over someone is not a simple binary state, but at least we're past the point of catastrophe. I want to find someone you like too. I trust your judgment more than mine. Okay. Sorry, just flipping through my notebook. I write at least once a week through the Tumblewords Project, which is something I run. You can join us on Zoom every Saturday. And in fact, the host this weekend will be, you saw him earlier, Richie Marrufo. It's with pulling at the threads, meaningful meanderings. Richie always does a great job when he hosts. I'm not expecting anything different. So that'll be fun. Am I the thing that does or the thing that plans? Am I the thing that reads or the thing that reviews? Am I the thing that wants or the thing that pines? Am I the thing that hungers or the thing that eats? Am I the thing that rages or the thing that sobs? Am I the thing that wonders or the thing that researches? Am I the thing that befriends instantly or the thing that loses touch gradually? Am I the thing that inspires or the thing that critiques? Am I the thing that welcomes or the thing that inducts? Am I the id or do I serve the id? Am I the ego or does it serve me? Am I the superego? Well, that's rather conceited. And we'll go to a crowd pleaser and then to Dan. The robot that was supposed to do my laundry is painting instead. I feel no urge to be kind. It looks like shit. The robot is not discouraged at all by my berating him. Begrudgingly, I respect this. The robot has just downloaded the Impressionist expansion pack. His water lilies are uniformly blurred, regimentally dabbed. under a mismatching Van Gogh sky. I tell him, your mother was a condom machine, and bitterly continued to darn my Daffy Duck socks. He doesn't have the language for this, but the robot is afraid. His precision is informed by his fear. His fear guides his parameters. His parameters lead his calculations toward what the most people will look at and say, oh, that's nice. I keep telling him, art is not nice. Art is not what people love. Art is what people need. And by the time they figure it out, it's gone. The first time Spring Awakening was ever staged in America, the audience burned the theater down. Now it's a fucking musical. It was dangerous. Now, through rehash, it's corny. You're corny. We're supposed to be dangerous. The robot whirs and clicks like a tape deck. He doesn't understand. But he tries anyway. Begrudgingly. I see a lesson in that. Okay, so we're coming to the end of our time together, the end of our night, and there's only one way that we can end one of these nights, and that's by calling up the bullpen, getting the old right-hander out. Local cryptid, good luck if you see him. Please welcome Dan the Man. Dan, go ahead when you're ready.
Thanks, Kit. Yep. Hell, the music festival, you have the VIPs, or wherever the movies you want to see. It's just a film festival. It's a place to be. Only in Las Cruces, like everything to see. Yep. Nothing to see here, or probably the stars, or maybe, or probably the stars, or like the hard. Hang on. Something like to see the stars above, or like anything like anything that's going so far, and even if you want to see a star, anything like going for the highs and going for the lows, but it's only the stars above. These is the avenue of the stars. Yep, we're talking about Hollywood, if you know what I mean. Yep. Well. Well, we always have the stars fly. There's always like the Hollywoods inside. There's like a movies like The Spy or something like scripts producing or anything like the cast and crew to like to apply. But we always in the events we want to wear the black tie. But even though there's Hollywood doesn't seem like the old hello, but it's not even a goodbye. But even though you want to name the movie Dragonfly or or something like Alibi or Apple Pie, or like in the horror, or if you want to create a horror flick called Amplify, or maybe just like a fantasy Butterfly, or maybe something like fantasy. I don't know, or it's like action like Dignify, or like the TV series FBI. Yeah. Yep. Even though they could be high and dry, could be low and dry, but even though there's always Hollywood. Sometimes sometimes they come and go. It's like the passerby, or like the Tom Cruise film Born in the 4th of July. Yeah. But even though they're like some way to exemplify or to identify. Well. It's always Hollywood is the place to be. or something like that. VIP, can't you see? Yeah. Oh, so nice to be in the El Paso Film Fest. I look forward for once again the El Paso Film Fest coming in less than 5 months away. So, oh, what'll be to be a day, like a 5 day. Well, only for like in the film, like the Las Cruces Film Festival was a 5 day event, but the El Paso Film Fest a 3 day event. All right, I wish the El Paso Film Fest has the 4 day. Sorry,
Be
but
right back.
I don't know how long will be the Plaza Classic Film Fest. It's like 18 day or 20 day. I don't know. All right, but I know Film Fest is just like the place to be. It's the movies you want to see. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm still on hiatus. Still got a lot to catch up. But I did have special edition interviews with almost all of them. Like I got Steve Zahn, I got Steve Zahn, director Shane Black, Oscar-nominated actor Bruce Davison, and plus the movie producer Jason Clark, not the actor. Yeah, it's just a producer. Well, and just less than a minute chat with Michael Rooker. Yeah. Well, yeah, expect this one as soon as possible. So I have a lot of catching up to do. So, all right, guys. Yeah, we're still seeing the light. Okay, Kit. Let's go ahead and have Richard call. I'm sorry. Have Richard call it a night.
Oh man, you
Sorry.
couldn't have planned that yawn better. No, don't apologize. That's good. That's good live entertainment. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of want to see Dan interviewing various celebrities like Michael Rooker and Bruce Davidson. I want to see how they handle it. Yeah. Well, we've come to the end of another, dare I say, successful edition edition of the Stay at Home Open Mic, brought to you by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, based in El Paso, Texas, the Paris of the Southwest. And we are all over the city this upcoming week. Tomorrow is the Downtown Mic, which is at Mona Bar of Modern Art. That's the Wild West venue. That's where anything goes. You might get a few lost comics in there. Don't startle them. They're just as afraid as you are. And then Wednesday, we have Storycraft. Storycraft! In the very capable hands of the King Grizz. You can listen to him on Kiss FM in the mornings, along with Iris for its Iris and Grizz show. Great stuff in the morning. So yeah, Storycraft at Crown of Crows. That's for longer works of fiction, essays, or even longer poems that don't really get to see the light at these quick fire open mics. And then Thursday, what I'm really looking forward to, at the main library, the downtown library in El Paso, Texas, of course. I'm gonna have poetry and mocktails. You can't bring booze into the library. Use your wits. This is a government building. Don't be that guy. So we're gonna have a little after hours open mic and mocktails at the main library downtown on Thursday. That's at 7:00. And if the mocktails don't do it for you, just a little bit later, just a little bit down on Mills, there's going to be a jazz and poetry night at the International. Richie Marrufo, well known to all of us, he'll be there. He'll be there as he often is, and Kiwi, who's been on this mic a fair few times, brings a lot of great stuff to the mic. She will be there as well, and so will Dorimar, who's also going to host tomorrow. Has been a great addition to the BWOMS crew the last few months. And they'll be performing with a live jazz trio. It's great stuff. It's real fun to watch. Jorge Gonzalez, Christian Chesanek, and Eddie Provencio providing the music. And then a special event on Friday, the Mic Check Youth Poetry Exchange. Some folks from Las Vegas, New Mexico, West Las Vegas High School, are visiting, and they'll have a special event with a little workshop and a featured reading at about 6 o'clock, and that's at the Falstaff, the really wonderful little community center with multiple little businesses on Frutas Avenue. That's in Central. But yeah, the kids are all right, and good that they have their own little spaces. So, like I said, action-packed week, and then when that's all done, you check in with us on Tumblewords at 1 to 3, and get some writing done with Richie Marrufo holding the mythical talking stick. Think I got everything, but just in case I didn't, I'll hand it to Richie just so he can close it out. But I'm pretty sure I got everything.
Yeah, man, you stole my job there. You got everything, yeah. But as always, you can find out more and keep updated every week at our calendar, BWOMS.com. You can find it there. On social media, we have links to most places, including our link tree. And if you want to be early on the list for these online mics, you can subscribe to our link tree. And every time we put out a new list, it goes out there. Shout out to everyone who tuned in. Yeah, hey, what's up, Andres? We had Discovia as well. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next Monday for the online mic. My name is Rich. Thanks again to Kit for holding it down. Hope to see you this week anywhere for the live stream. Hope everyone has a great week.